are the winner of the brand new furnace from Galt Heating and Cooling. So what do you think?
Oh my gosh.
Well, that certainly was a very emotional day for me and for Lauren and the Valley Spotlight Squad and the Galt Heating and Cooling team. Not one, but two needy families getting a free furnace during the wintertime. That was fantastic. Hi again, everybody. I am Mike Case. This is Valley Spotlight. This is our best of show. And before we get to that story, which was phenomenal, let's check in with my partner, Lauren, and see what's going on with her.
Hey there, Mike, and yes, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to everybody on Valley Spotlight. And how about that? Our friends from Galt Heating and Cooling really surprised us with that one, so we'll have more in just a second. But I am in Chicago with my family, and I can see them just in the kitchen right now. We've got dogs and kids and aunts and uncles, and everyone has been very, very safe for the entire time that we've been doing this. So I'm very grateful to be here. So many holidays have been, rearranged and all of those things in order to make sure everybody is safe. And we're just glad to be here and to be able to bring you this show. All of the ones that are the best rated segments from the entire year. And I know that so many people have been involved in 2021 for us. And Mike, you have just been a huge part, and I'll send it back to you because we've got a big story coming.
Thank you very much, Lauren. Happy New Year to you. Well, back to our top story. The Galt family decided they were going to donate not just a furnace, plus the installation for a needy family in the area. But because of such a huge response from you folks, they decided to double down and do two furnaces. Lucky for us, we were there for both installations.
I am so excited.
That was Stephanie Conlon's reaction when she found out she'd won a new furnace.
Oh, I was crying. I was hysteric. I was actually at urgent care.
For you?
For my son, and you guys had called and we were just coming out. Yeah, I was crying. I couldn't even talk.
And for the first time in a long time, she has heat.
A little over 2 years.
How's that?
Horrible.
Yeah. What happened?
It just broke, and with COVID and losing jobs, we just weren't able to fix it. And I paid someone to fix it, and they just took off and never came back.
For two winners, Stephanie and her three kids had to do the best they could.
Heaters, all sleeping in one room. We have plastic in between each doorways just to keep all the heat in one room so we all stay warm. Just day by day, really, and trying to get the money up to fix it. But then I was told it wasn't fixable, so.
Typically, this is a low boy type furnace. I bet you this was probably put in around 50s, 60s.
Then Mike and Caleb from Galt Heating and Cooling showed up on this day to put in this brand new one.
Yeah, this should make them happy again. This should make them warm again.
Less than a week later in Hubbard, we met Andrew Young and his wife Danielle, who were in a bad way themselves.
Well, she smelled something downstairs, so I went down there, opened the panel to the furnace, and one of the, like a relay or something, it melted to the motherboard.
The good news is the house didn't catch on fire. The bad news is no heat for them for over a year.
Honestly, I didn't know what to think when at first. I was totally blown away. I really was. You guys really helped us out, and I can't thank you guys enough.
No more sleeping in the living room for this family of four, and relying on space heaters that can be very dangerous.
Yeah, I get kind of scared about that because we got it'll blow out the circuit, so we have to have extension cords and all that stuff. And last winter, we were all kind of in the living room with two space heaters, sleeping in there, so it was just kind of rough.
70,000 BTU. Little ranch style house like this, it'll do perfect for heating it up.
Galt knocked out this one in just a couple of hours, and the heat was on.
Yeah, man, I mean, it's good guys here. I mean, I couldn't ask for better service, and I don't know, I'm just really happy.
Understandably, both families had plenty of people to thank, from the parents that nominated them to the people and the company doing the work.
I'm just so happy that, and I want to thank Galt as well just for doing this because it really helped us.
Yeah, I really appreciate everybody, but my dad really going out on, just looking out for me. It means a lot to me. Michael and his buddy who put it in were so fast. It's so fast.
Yeah, very fast.
Yeah, but I thank everybody.
Yes, I want to thank Galt very, very much. I don't know what we'd have done if we didn't get this furnace, and Valley Spotlight for helping them out to get people furnaces to keep warm, because we really, really appreciate it. It makes our Christmas.
It's going to be a great Christmas.
Oh, this is the best Christmas present ever.
Thank you again to Galt Heating and Cooling and Mike and Caleb who put in those furnaces. And Mike says, listen, I know it's tempting because a lot of people are short on money to put in a furnace yourself. Don't do it. It can just cause some serious problems down the road. So Galt Heating and Cooling, in business since 1955. Check out their website, galtheating.com. All right, this is a viewer's choice show, the best of for the year of 2021, and the best of our show is Lauren. So I send it, this is my choice, to send it over to Lauren and see what she has for us.
Oh, Mike, I know what a big deal it was, and I am so happy for those families, and nobody wants to go without heat. That is for darn sure. But earlier this year, I had the chance to catch up with Dirty Joe's. We've all been there, staring at and smelling the mess that's left behind in our trash cans. It's gross, it stinks, and now that mess can be a thing of the past thanks to Dirty Joe's.
This first season, I think the community proved to us that they love it. And that's the part that, honest to God, for me is the most rewarding, is that I love hearing about it. I love people loving it, excited about it.
The idea came from a YouTube video, since this kind of trash cleaning service is already a big thing in Europe.
Sometimes we'll get the naysayers about just using a hose or bleach and this and that, but honestly, it's not even close to as effective. We're using 250-degree water. You can see that steam pumping out of there. 3,000 PSI hitting the bin. That's the pounds per square inch of pressure hitting the bin. And cold water coming out of a hose is nowhere near effective. And then, like I said, we're capturing all that dirty water, not dumping it down your driveway or into the yard.
The truck itself is pretty amazing to watch, and the investment Joe Corey and Joe Fagnano made to get it up and running is also pretty amazing, considering the industry is still fairly new. We're talking about a couple $100,000.
I remember when him and I drove that truck home, I was just thinking to myself, and he kept saying, we're either idiots or geniuses. And
I said it's a kind of a tight knit of bin cleaners around the country because there's only so many companies, so we communicate with each other, and Joe and I and others, I mean, we believe in this industry. That's obviously why we invested, and we're not only trying to pioneer it in our area, but across the country. So.
And the response has been nothing short of overwhelming.
I love hearing about it. I love people loving it, excited about it. Even our personal trash cans, we're really not on the top of the list. So, I mean, but I like, you know, we just had a party at my house, and I was like, Joe, get me on the schedule because, you know, we got to get them clean. And now it's like, that's what it is. I mean, it truly, I can't imagine not having it. And just from the people that I see, you know, we've actually got calls. I need mine clean now. We need, you know, I'm like, it's a trash, you know, you would think people are like, it's a trash can. Next week's fine. People are like, no, you need to get here.
To keep Dirty Joe's rolling, just like the rest of most businesses these days, they will need help.
We need people to work. We need people, you know, trucks to run. It's a new industry. We have a lot to figure out, but it's, you know, by all means, that's here to stay.
And as they grow, their ability to help others will grow as well.
But specifically coming up, we had the Akron Children's. We partnered with them. We're going to donate a portion of our stops back to Akron Children's Hospital. So if now's the time to try the service, it's hot, it's stinky, it's the end of the year, and it's for a good cause. You can simply text the code. It's CANS for kids, CANS, the number 4, kids, to 330-540-2003, and you'll get a reply back with the information needed to schedule.
And I know our friends from Dirty Joe's Online have been so kind to us. They always like and share our posts, so thank you to them. And don't hesitate to reach out because they are super talented people. We will be right back with more Valley Spotlight, and I'm coming from my sister's house in Chicago, so we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Barbara Corcoran. I'm constantly asked by news sources how to best navigate today's real estate market. I call the brightest agents in the business to get their input. Hi, Kelly. What's going on in the Mahoney Valley area?
Hi, Barbara. The market in the Mahoning Valley has remained strong.
I'm so happy to hear that.
Sellers are enjoying the safety of the Guaranteed Sold program, and buyers and sellers love the 3D tour and the free moving truck.
Get the best advice from my friend Kelly Warren. Go to kellysoldit.com. Be safe and smart.
Bistro 1907 is a classic yet unique American bistro. This space lets us immerse ourselves in history. The dishes are inspired by our past but have a modern twist. Bistro 1907 by Mark Canzanetta is unlike any place else. Find out why. I'm Mark Canzanetta, and I welcome you to Bistro 1907.
Well, Ducat not only sells the product, but we service them. We have parts and service support for every machine that you buy at Ducat. You are purchasing a machine, it's eventually going to break or need work, and we are here to do that. You don't get that from an online sale or a mass merchant. They just don't have the ability to have the parts and the service. We send our mechanics to school every year. We have 2 Briggs & Stratton master service technicians. There are not many in the country, probably less than 5,000 in the country, and we have 2 at Ducat. And we also have gold certified steel mechanics and numerous certifications in parts and service for every brand that we carry.
So let yourself go to Ducat. Let yourself go to Ducat.
Well, sometimes people come through your life that really make an impression. One of those people in my life was Kelly Pavlik. I mean, how many times do you meet somebody that literally gets up off the canvas and wins a championship? So I went and tried to catch up with the Ghost and see what he's up to nowadays.
I'm competitive. I've always driven myself. If I put my mind to it, if it's something that I actually really like, I'll go after it, hard.
That was Kelly Pavlik back then when he won the title, and he's the exact same person now, except his powerlifting physique makes him look a little different these days.
I fought at 160 pounds. So, if I turned sideways and stuck my tongue out, I look like a zipper. And it got old, it's not that I was getting big so I could be tough. I'm almost 40 years old. I don't care about some days either. It's just a challenge that I wanted to try to do, an accomplishment.
He accomplished that goal, even won a world championship in the Sub-Masters. And now he focuses on another goal, his gym. It's called My Gym, and it's here in Columbiana.
I took over, and there was a lot that we had to do to it. I kind of redesigned it, moved things around, brought brand new equipment in, and kept some of the old equipment too, though. You got people who just want to lose weight, you got people who want to get big and strong. The great thing about this gym is we got meatheads and we got bodybuilders and we got a 72-year-old woman who's making jokes with the young guys. Everybody gets along. A lot of gyms kind of cater to one specific type of workouts. You may have a stretch and fitness gym, you may have a meathead gym, but this gym, everybody just comes and does their own thing.
Kelly has all age groups, including this 11-year-old girl named Zion.
And she's fighting, she's getting ready for the Nationals, and so training fighters is a big one that I want to do.
And he's working with his son, also named Kelly, which can be a challenge.
It's hard, and you see this day and age, when we were coming up, it was always kind of easier. You listen to your dad, it's harder with the kids. I personally, with my son, I don't bother him too much on it. I don't force him in. I kind of let him pick and choose what they want to do.
So Kelly Pavlik is still very busy, being a husband and a dad to his son and daughter, and training people.
But everything's always evolving. You're always trying to keep up, and that's what I like about it. I research, I go through everything, and I find new things that work, and it's fun.
His next adventure will be the Kelly Pavlik Charitable Organization, and opening a boxing gym in the area. And to be clear, he wants to work with others, not start training to fight again himself.
So, I'm still around the sport. I cover the fights and I go to the big fights, and I think that does enough for me as far as, wanting to get back.
So you won't box again?
No. But do I miss boxing? To a certain extent. Yeah, I do. Do I miss the work that goes into it, the 8 hours a day? A lot of people always say, like, oh, we wish you'd go back and fight one more time. And that'd be like telling a construction worker after 8 years of retiring, hey, why don't you go back up on that roof and shoot a nail through your knuckle one last time? But I don't think it's so much that. I think it's the moment where you got 16,000 people at that time, or 12, and they're all cheering, and you do an accomplishment. That it's a little different. It's that adrenaline, I think. And yeah, sometimes you do miss that. I think that's the biggest thing. Not in the moment type situation is the part that you couldn't miss. So some people are different. Some will like to go on forever. I was content. I was happy when I retired. So yeah, I miss it, and I'm still involved in it. So I think that kind of takes care of the itch or the want to go back to it.
And cheers to Kelly Pavlik and his entire team out there in Columbiana. We're glad to see him having continued success, and we're grateful for the time with him. I know Mike really enjoyed that story. And here is a story that I know that I enjoyed, and that is only because my daughter Sabina, she'll eat anything. And one day she asked Chef Mark to make her snails, and that is exactly what he did. And now, well, at least they were on the Bistro 1907 menu, and we're so grateful to Mark and his entire team. And cheers to my Sabina, because she is just the very best. Us, whether it's on social media or in person, everybody seems to know that we like food, huh, Mark?
We love food.
Yeah, we do. And Sabina, you have been around such wonderful people most of your life, and now you get to continue to do that, and you're here with Chef Mark, who's a good friend of ours. What have you been asking to try and to eat for like 6 months now?
What are those crazy things called?
Snails.
Snails. Oh my goodness gracious. I mean, when I was your age, I ate snails too as a young kid. Over at my grandma's house on Christmas Eve. They were in sauce, but they were the smaller snails, not as big as these elegant French snails and as escargot. We did it snails and sauce, so it was one of the many fishes of the
7 fishes.
Of the 7 fishes.
You're used to 7 fishes, right?
I think we had like 27 fishes on that table when we were growing up.
All right, so this is normally it's just Sabina like eating food when we say Sabina eats the world, but now we're gonna do some cooking too. So
yeah, well we're just gonna make the garlic butter for it. And
okay.
I thought that would be the easiest thing to do because I don't think right now, going back into the kitchen and washing the sails and purging them in salted water so they remove everything from their stomach contents is probably what Sabina wants to see. Yeah. You just want to make the butter, right?
Mm-hmm. And then she wants to eat it.
Okay.
So badly.
So we have some room temperature butter, and it's nice and creamy and everything like that. And some people like really, really sharp garlic in their snails. I like to use roasted garlic. So we have those whole roasted garlic cloves, which we can use as well, but I pureed some over there, Sabina. So if we add all of that to the butter, if you want to. All of it.
And all of this into
all of it. You know who's really good at adding everything into a recipe?
Let's not go there, Mark.
Your mommy. She loves scallions. And wontons. All right. So now, this is such a simple recipe. It's garlic butter. We're gonna add all that beautiful parsley.
And Bean, how is he chopping this?
He was getting the knife and just.
Do I put all of it?
Go. This is one time where you can put it all.
We can put all of it, babe.
Yeah, we can put all of that.
All right.
So next, we just want to season it with some salt and pepper. So we have a salt grinder and a pepper grinder.
Oh, yeah, she knows how to do this, right?
And you can make it as peppery as you want or as less peppery as you want. There we go.
You're doing it?
Now let's add the salt. Let's grind the salt into there before we go ahead and finish it all off.
This one's easy.
That one's easy?
There you go. Okay, I think that's good.
Very
I
good,
really
Sabine.
did. Now we're just going to mix it up until it turns really, really, really bright green. You can stir it as fast or as slow as you want to.
You don't want to make a mess, right, sweetie?
Well, that's why we have towels.
What do you think?
So do you
Dean?
like garlic, Sabina?
Yeah.
Wow, look at that. See how green it's turning? And then we're gonna let that get, we're gonna let it harden up just a little bit, and then we're gonna scoop it into the snail shells. And then we're gonna fire these in our oven, which means put them into the oven at 425 degrees for about 7-8 minutes until they get what I love Emerald's favorites. Let's make them happy. They gotta get happy. So we're gonna steal a little bit of Emerald's magic.
What do you think, Bean? You know who Emerald is, right? With a BAM?
Yeah.
He's the guy that says BAM all the time.
Who is BAM?
Just say BAM.
All right, are you ready? Are you ready? We got some beautiful garlic butter. We'll put that to the side. Then we're gonna move to the main course. And here we go. So
Look at them.
there's a famous movie that somebody was loading these in, and they shot across the window. So I thought that was really funny, and actually the butler caught it. So what we try to do is you take it, you put it in here, and it didn't go the way I really wanted it to. You put it like that, and you can dig it out 2 ways. You can use this little fork, or like when I was a kid, we used toothpicks, and we just dug inside until we got the little guy. And there he is, all in that happy garlic butter.
Oh my
and
gosh.
there you can go.
Bean, what do you all right,
It's all you.
Your first
Sabina
mess
eats the
on
world.
Oh my.
It's good.
How old are you? How many 6-year-olds in the world have eaten snails like that? One?
Not too many.
Not
Sabine.
too many.
Not too many.
Let's see if Mommy can do
my
that as
gosh,
well.
Let's see. You think I can do it, Sabine?
I think so. If you do it, I'll do it.
All right.
And I haven't had snails in quite some time.
I've never had a snail.
Oh, you never had a snail?
I've never
You just got to
had a
get in
snail.
there, pull them out.
She's really getting in there.
How do you get them out?
You want me to help you, baby?
You got to coax them. You got to say, hey,
Hey, come
get
on.
out of there.
Come play.
All you got to do is catch his like little tail.
I don't know. I can't get
Here,
that one.
you take that one.
Okay.
It's easier to dig them out with these, quite honestly. So, you take another one. Dina, do you want another one?
Yeah.
See how you can see the little guy? And then I just stick him with the toothpick. There you go. And then I'll grab
and then
one.
He'll grab one. Oh, she's not even waiting for us.
Okay.
She's just gonna get right up in there.
All right.
Oh, there.
All right, cheers.
All right, cheers.
Here we go.
All right. Oh.
Delicious. Right? Garlic, parsley,
No wonder
snails.
she likes that. That's delicious. That is delicious. What do you say to Chef Mark?
Thank you.
You're welcome. That's another one off your bucket list.
Scale of 1 to 10, Bean.
11.
You like this better than the mussels and the clams?
But they taste kind of the same.
They taste kind of the same. Well, garlic makes everything taste like what? Garlic.
Like snails. Go for it, bud. Oh my gosh, Zena. I love you. Mark, thanks for being our friend.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thanks for being my friend. Boom. And that's another shoot with Sabina Eats the World. Do I have to do the clapper now?
How about that? A 7-year-old, or I think, was she 6 at the time? Maybe 6-year-old eating snails. You don't see that every day, and we are gonna have more Valley Spotlight and more things you've never seen, or maybe you've seen it once or twice, because this is our year-end episode right after this short break. So Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
A to Z Dependable Services now offers walk-in tubs and showers in as little as 1 day. Let us create a safer bathing experience in your bathroom or the shower of your dreams. Call A to Z Dependable Services today for a free estimate or visit us online at onlyatoz.com.
And it really all started with salt, with Himalayan sea salt. That's where it all started because of a patient who came in and told me about the benefits of salt therapy, which is inhaling Himalayan sea salt, an aerosolized Himalayan sea salt. And I found that my patients were having fantastic results using salt therapy, and I wanted to know how could I incorporate the Himalayan sea salt into products that would benefit the sinuses and the skin. And that's where Salt Me was born.
Papa Canzonetta's peppers, recipe established in 1975. A family secret is now yours to share with the people who add spice to your life. Choose from mild and hot versions, plus our famous original blend too. They're the perfect punch for any dish, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We've got the recipes to prove it. Just follow us on Facebook, order online at papacans.com and pick your peck. papacans.com, order 6 jars or more and qualify for free shipping. We like it hot. We're glad you do too.
3, 2, 1, 0.
Welcome back to Valley Spotlight. One of our good friends here on the show, Kelly Warren of Kelly Warren and Associates. She has done a great job of expanding our horizons when it comes to real estate. And if you want the best of both worlds, this is why. This is her #1 segment. Well, this week on Home Advantage with Kelly Warren from Kelly Warren and Associates. Hi, Kel.
Hi, Lauren.
We are mixing old with new. Like really old.
Yes, really old.
It's a really old house, but you know what they say? They don't make them like this anymore.
Oh, no, they don't.
They really don't.
Yeah.
And we are in a beautiful property out here in Poland, Ohio. What year was this born?
So this was built in 1820. And what I love about this house is they kept a lot of that original integrity, lots of the charm and characteristics of that 1800s house. And then they did things like update this beautiful kitchen and the bathrooms.
So nice.
I was looking at this. So even the new granite on top with the older, antique looking base, I think it's so cool that they just blended these pieces together.
There are so many different elements to this home that are sort of conversation pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And what I notice is, they've got the old, refrigerator and the ice box with the cool handles, but the openness of the way that we live our lives currently is still part of this.
Yes. Yeah, it's really a great floor plan.
When you guys are taking a look at, I have to say, I think is this the oldest property that we've ever had on the show yet?
On the show, yes.
Okay, I was gonna say, how about ever for you? No, you're like, hold on.
Not oldest for me, but oldest on the show.
When you guys see that, there's gotta be a ton of questions for people because they don't know how things were constructed back then, what are the kinds of resources or maintenance or things like that people are asking you.
Actually people like that custom solid construction from that era. If you think about it, how people want now, Amish built and things like that, it's a similar type of integrity to the building. So it is a very solid product. It's not, you don't have the plywood stuff that we have today.
No, you don't hear a thing outside. And this is a beautiful piece of property. You got a pond out here, you're in the middle of Poland, great schools, great community, and yet you still feel like you're sort of away from it all, which is very, very cool.
Yeah, we're on 2.5 acres. So, I can only imagine what the area was like in 1820. This was probably the house with all the land, and then they started developing around it.
It's still a pretty cool house. For people that are, I just asked her off camera for a second ago, how many listings you guys have currently out there, which is a different number than this time last year.
Yeah, it's down significantly because we're in a seller's market right now. Homes are flying off the shelf. They're not lasting as long as they did. Buyers are having to offer a little bit more, but sorry, my mask keeps falling. Buyers are having to offer more because we're in that seller's market and supply and demand, but interest rates are so low too that over the course of your loan, you're making out even if you're paying higher for a home.
Yeah, if you're gonna have to inch a few thousand beyond what they're even asking over.
Yeah, it's still really good for both buyers and sellers right now. It's really an interesting market.
Well, I think this one is fantastic. I think Fred and I are both big fans of this. So if you want to see this home or any of the ones that are listed currently. Please don't hesitate to call them or text. The number, as always, is
330-717-2689. And you can search for this home, 3905 Dobbins, on our website, kellysoldit.com.
Kelly sold it. She sells everything. She just sells it. Thanks, Kel.
Thank you.
Such a great property, and I know, Kelly, you have more to come in 2022. Speaking of great, there is a restaurant in downtown East Liverpool that has set the entire world on fire this year, and thanks to our partnership with Steelite International, we were able to be some of the first people there to show it off. Mike, this is my favorite story of the year, at least when it comes to Steelite and Perfectly Plated, that you've done the entire year.
Well, this was a big deal, not just for our viewers, but for the town of East Liverpool. A brand new restaurant in an old bank called Renovarios, which means rebirth. So let's do it all over again and watch this outstanding story. Welcome to the newest thing going in downtown East Liverpool. It's Renovarios.
It's actually Latin for rebirth. We want to be the rebirth of this building and the rebirth to East Liverpool.
And co-owner Randy Schneider says you can't look forward if you ignore the past. His business partner bought this bank, and that brought into focus Randy's vision.
This was the Potters National Bank, and this was like the people's bank for over hundreds of years. I mean, you had East Liverpool known as, the pottery capital of the United States, and this is the bank that all the potteries used.
That was the easy part. The hard part was how to make it real.
It's like, how did you put something cool in here and you come up with this idea for a restaurant? And it's just a unique building on the inside, the architecture and the columns and beams, that it's like, well, it can either A, be a bank, or B, be something really awesome like a restaurant that you can still enjoy the beauty of the art and architecture in it.
You can tell it's a bank with an historic old boardroom on the second floor where many of the town's big decisions were made, all the way down to the vault that you can walk right into.
Oh yeah, safety deposit box and the wide open vault with the lights in it. I mean, you'll see people sitting there next all day getting pictures in front of it, their families and birthday parties and things like that, so it's pretty awesome.
Yeah. And in the middle, this giant bar that fills a couple of needs.
It was really the focal point of the room. It's this big empty space in the middle, and we put all these chairs and tables everywhere, but it didn't really make a whole lot of sense to leave it open, so centering it with the bar of local craft beers and wines made perfect sense.
The beers and wines may whet your appetite, but wait until you try the food. They have a wood-fire pizza oven in the restaurant that uses a different kind of dough that you'd normally see in a bank.
Wood-fired pizzas are definitely something we're known for. It's not something you typically see around this area. So people are very fond of the wood-fired pizzas.
And the people are coming in, loving the menu, from the strip steak to the giant burgers and the mouth-watering appetizers. When you're done and you just want to chill out, check out this patio, complete with fire pits for the cool nighttime air, and a deck where you can see the Ohio River in the distance.
People are so humble and coming in here all the time and being so nice, and it's just so nice to see a good report in the community, and even the surrounding areas have been coming in here left and right. Initially, my business partner and co-owner Craig Cause owns Pro Bike and Run bicycle shops, and he actually owned this building when I met him. And I asked him, why'd you buy this building? And he bought 6 PNC banks, and this was one of them. And he said it was just too cool of a building to pass up on. And he actually from Pittsburgh, he's a major Pittsburgh business developer, and he took a chance on East Liverpool partnering with me, and it's been nothing but success since we've opened.
Their motto, buy and serve local. The furniture on the patio is actually old milk jugs from the local recycle plant. And the plates, well, you know where they're from, home of the best china in the country.
Steelite actually sells Hull China pottery that is from East Liverpool that we're in. And so a lot of dishes you'll see out there are Homer Laughlin, and they're from Hull China. And people are like, East Liverpool is a plate flipper area. People are like, what do you mean a plate flipper? So if you see people flipping a plate, they're looking to see if it was made locally. And that's kind of like a little thing that if you're from this area, you know what they're doing. But when you're not, you're like, why is this person flipping this plate? So Steelite definitely takes care of us with the Hull China line, the Foundry line. It's awesome to have here, supporting local. We're really excited about it.
Randy and the people here think this rebirth, or Renovario, is just starting. And he says there's even more to come.
Absolutely. I can't say what, but we have a surprise for East Liverpool, some other buildings in town that we're working on right now. And stay tuned because it's going to be the rebirth of the start of beginning.
Right? Such a great spot. And Mike, like I said, you did a wonderful job. So I'll send it back to you in Youngstown where you are holding down the fort, and I'm so grateful.
Helga, our kitchen witch, made us smile and made us hungry in 2021. Here's a look at one of her more popular recipes with Mitch. It's the pepper steak stir fry.
Hi, this is Helga.
And I'm Mitch.
And we're back on Home Plate again.
Yeah, for another recipe.
Yeah, and what are we cooking?
We're going to do a stir fry. Ron, our
Wonderful.
producer,
Yes.
he asked me to do a stir fry. So this is something my father used to make.
Yeah.
Now I think when we take a recipe, we always kind of vary it. We make it fit our own personality.
Of course.
So I like sweeter peppers. I find green peppers to be real sharp.
Yeah.
And he made a pepper steak with green peppers. He marinated the steak ahead of time with soy sauce, a little bit of Worcestershire, and some ginger, real strong, and garlic. So I did that the night before, and we've got some really nicely marinated beef right here. This is it's like a chuck roast, and I slice real thin.
Slice it real thin.
I like a little bit of the fat because the fat adds flavor.
That makes flavor. Yes.
So we're gonna turn it on the oven. We're gonna get this nice and hot. And this is I love cooking in a wok. It's really universal. You don't only have to cook Chinese in a wok. It's just a really good
You can
conductor.
do a lot of things in a wok. Yes.
Yeah,
Like
and it's big, you know, and it makes it really easy to
you
cook.
feed an army.
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
So I did want to show everyone how I tend to cut the peppers.
Okay.
When I cut a whole pepper, I cut it all the way down to the core on either side, and then pull it, and it breaks right out, so it's easier to cut.
Yeah.
And then really all you need to do is cut on the bias like this.
Okay.
Of course, get it all the way through there.
Yeah.
And all the way down the pepper. And that way you get uniform size, because when you're doing a stir fry,
They cook the same. Yes.
yeah, it's very important.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you've got one vegetable that's mushy, and so we'll start with the steak, and we'll brown that, and just as it's getting finished, we'll bring it to the sides on the wok, and we'll put our vegetables in the middle.
In the middle. Okay.
And then we finish it up with, we're actually using sesame seed oil, and I love to use coconut oil. Now, when you're frying fish, it's got a real high flash point, so this is not going to burn like butter and many other oils. Sesame seed oil.
That's really good to know. Yes.
Yeah, well, it is for those things that you want to cook like a tempura. You want it real crispy, but you don't want it to burn in your kitchen.
Okay.
And the sesame oil goes a really long way. I don't really think you need much more than just a little flavor.
Okay.
So we're just adding that for flavor.
Okay,
now
I
our
can't
wok is
wait. Ooh,
heating
it's
up.
hot.
You see it's a nice blue color in the bottom.
So
It heats
it's
up
ready to
really
go.
quick. I'm going to take about 2 or 3 tablespoons. And then we're going to throw these in there right away. Get that oil cooled out of the fat a little bit. Now I need your help with the rest of those peppers.
Okay.
Now this one I'll cut. And we'll get this one, the garlic off of there. And the rest of that can go right in. So the wok cooks really fast. Okay.
There you
Get
go.
that nice and glazed. Looks like I
All
lost
over
the
the
pepper.
kitchen floor.
That'll happen in the kitchen. Unlike Julia, I won't pick it up and eat it. We're going to put this one, this is the last one. We're just going to cut that really fast.
Okay.
Get that in there. Now, the wok is a very hot cooking element.
Yes, it heats up so fast.
Yeah,
You
amazing,
know?
huh?
Yeah.
We get that in there. Put that another top. We want these just like some of your recipes. We're going to get them a little translucent. You see, we're already getting a little brown on there. You just need to really keep them moving.
Oh, yes, wonderful. See, I love stuff like this, but Wolfgang won't eat it.
No,
No, he doesn't eat no peppers whatsoever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I do use the red and the bell peppers. They're sweeter.
Yes.
But I don't know. Classically, the green pepper is what the Chinese tend to want to use.
Yeah.
I don't know whether they maybe they grew more green pepper.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think the bell pepper is more American.
I like stuff like this, but like I said, he doesn't. But that's okay.
Well, we're getting there. I'm
gotta
gonna-
please my man and make vegan schnitzel.
Don't we know it, Helga? We gotta please that meat. Now we're gonna take this. We're gonna put that. We're gonna add a little bit more oil. Could you add the sesame
Which
in
one,
the
the
middle
sesame?
now? We'll put that right in the
How
middle
much?
there. Awesome. All right. Let's pull that aside, and we're going to put that right in the middle.
Whoa. Like that too salami.
Yeah. Well, that's the great thing about a wok. You can
Yes,
get the vegetables now on the cooler end of the wok, and you can start to brown your
And the
meat.
meat goes fast too because it's so thin, you know,
Yeah,
it's
it
like,
does. Yeah, and that's important.
Yeah.
See, the meat, like the vegetables, you should cut as thin and as uniform as possible.
yeah, same size.
All right. Well, Helga,
Oh, beautiful meat.
now we want to
Look
thicken
at
it up
that.
a little.
Okay, what are you thickening it with?
Well, you know, traditionally, an Asian dish, they thicken a lot with cornstarch.
Okay.
So we're using cornstarch.
Cornstarch?
If you want to, you can thicken with a roux and
Okay.
thicken your beef stock with a
Okay.
roux, make a sauce.
All right.
And that can work. But what we're going to do...
We do it the
Well,
right way.
Yes, yeah, probably about...
Yeah.
We had a lot of meat with this, and it took probably about 7 to 10 minutes. We wanted the meat to be tender. Of course, it's been marinated,
Oh
so
my
it
God,
breaks
yes.
really
Breaks-
easy.
yes, and there
now
goes
this
the,
is the brown stock with cornstarch.
cornstarch.
We're going to pour that right in there. Now that's all blended. Now that's
Very
pretty nice.
appetizing looking, you know. It's you want to just go eat it.
Yeah, I think I like the yellow and the different peppers, not
Yes.
only for sweetness, but for that color.
Yes, looks
You know,
very
the green
nice.
is just... Now we're going to cover this up a little. Let that
And
thicken.
then we're going to serve it over
This is
rice.
turned down. Yeah, we've already steamed the rice.
Mhm.
We're going to put it over this platter. We're going to
Okay.
give that about maybe 3 minutes to just
Okay.
cook out that cornstarch. You
Yeah.
want it starchy
Yeah,
forward.
yeah. Well, we have it all prettied up here.
Yeah, we put it
Yes.
on top of this
Rice.
nicely freshly steamed rice. You can really smell
Oh,
everything.
yes,
The
it
ginger,
does,
the
yes.
pepper, and it looks wonderful.
Looks like we're going to have a taste.
Yeah, let's see. Now we got every pepper there, but what do we need here? We need a little bit of green pepper.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very nice, thank you. Excellent.
Oh, same deal. Look, this is the way I'm spooning it up. I'm not getting all my green peppers. My dad would not be happy. All right, let's see what we have here.
taste this.
Mmm, meat is tender. That helps to marinate the night before if you have the time.
Very good. Pepper is good.
And I didn't overdo it with the soy sauce. You have to be careful. You don't want things to be too salty. You can always add later. Mmm. And that little bit of fat in the meat really comes out. You can pick a meat that's too lean.
No, you have to have a little fat in it to get the flavor
this is
in,
good.
you know.
Wow, another great meal.
Very, very good. Well,
Thanks for-
we have to quit, I guess.
so much fun working with
I
you.
know. So this is Helga.
And I'm Mitch.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Thanks so much for joining us. Bye-bye now.
Whether it's dinner out with friends and family or your next catered event, Rachel's Restaurant in Austintown always makes it special and delicious. Award-winning cuisine, relaxing atmosphere, and so much more. Rachel's Restaurant, Austintown.
Salt Me is a company that produces products that are made out of Himalayan sea salt. I have a love affair with Himalayan sea salt. And as an ear, nose, and throat doctor, the most important thing for me is that the products are going to be effective and that they're going to be safe for patients. So I make products that help sinus conditions, and I make products that are going to be good for the skin and good for the body. And all of them are made of Himalayan sea salt.
Heels is the low-cost living anti-inflation department store.
Shop Hills in the Liberty, Lincoln Knowles, and Boardman Plaza's Youngstown, and the Ridgeview Plaza in Warren, and the Hills location in Champion, all open 10 till 10 daily.
For nearly 80 years, Cafe 422 has been the Valley's premier destination for steaks, seafood, and fine Italian cuisine. Join us at Cafe 422 for lunch, dinner, and all of your special occasions. Cafe 422 in Warren and Boardman.
Russ City Church became a big part of the show in 2021 for many reasons, not the least of which is their community outreach. One of those included is their weekly food drive. So we stopped and took a look at what they're doing to make this community even better.
I grew up kind of in the same situation when I was younger, so it's something very near and dear to me.
Unfortunately for her, Cassie Keller has been there and done that. She and her family used to stand in line for food to help make ends meet, and it wasn't easy.
It was definitely a very uncomfortable way. It was very different than how we do it. It was us giving them personal information, different statements of money income that we have.
So when she took over the food distribution program here at Russ City Church, she wanted to change all that.
Here, I wanted to kind of make sure we don't put people in that uncomfortable place and do that. It's if you need help, you can come and you can easily just have people serve you.
And the people that come, they certainly notice.
Well, I'm retired, so we're pretty much on fixed income, so this helps out a lot.
I think it's great because a lot of people just don't have the money to buy the food that they need, so whatever they give out here really does help.
A lot of people end up just coming and they're honestly surprised that all they have to say is how many people are in their family or how many families they're picking up for, because they have the ability to be able to pick up for more than just themselves and their family. They're able to pick up for their neighbors or even family members.
Russ City Church has a giant group of volunteers called the Dream Team. It donates its time to serve the community. And every Wednesday, you'll see an army of them out there handing out the food.
They'll start getting the food out of the truck and putting it in positions. We have 2 lanes, so we have a side lane for the inside and then the outer lane. And so people will start helping to get the food set up so that it's more of like a drive-through as they're coming through. When I first started to do outreach, I was a little skeptical just because, again, it's Ohio. You never know with the weather what it's going to be like. And like, do I want to go out in the freezing cold? But it's definitely worth it just in the moment, even after, just, people are thankful, people are excited, you see people weekly, so you build that relationship with them because they continue to come and, it's a good give back for even people that are trying to come and help neighbors out. So we see a lot of familiar faces and people are very happy and have a lot of gratitude and thanks towards us.
Other volunteers actually work the crowd out in the line, and it can get a little emotional.
Yeah, we have a prayer team that goes out, and they're one of the first teams that will head out. And so they go to car and they just ask if they have any prayer requests, and usually people are very vulnerable and just break down from whatever they're dealing with at the time, and it's some definitely powerful stories that we get from it, and it does a lot to just help encourage us every week to continue to get out there and do it.
Not everyone wants the food, but there's people that just come for diapers or just come for prayer, and that's something that I know people need at least one of those, if not all 3.
Whether it's food in their bellies or nourishment for the soul, these folks have it down to a science, making it fast, easy, and unintrusive.
It's very quick. The whole entire process takes less than 30 minutes while you're in that line once it starts. Once we implemented this whole entire way of doing it on having a drive-through style, we were able to see over 100 families on a weekly basis. People that we never knew that were originally in our kind of normal rotation, so we were able to reach a whole lot more families because people had the opportunity to pick up for other people than just themselves.
And Cassie and her team knows the tough times aren't going away anytime soon, so they will be ready.
But I know a lot of people are still unemployed or kind of worried financially, so they rather just be able to get the additional help of this outreach. At times there are people that I'll see that I grew up with that are trying to be able to put food on the table for their family members or just themselves. So it's something that I know I can specifically be able to pray for them and hope that they're going to be able to get additional help or additional favor or blessings in their life because they're going through that still. Definitely come. We are always an open invitation. There's no pressure on coming, but we're also not going to force you to be here. But at the end of the day, we want to be able to help you in any way we can, whether it's giving you diapers because you have kids or being able to give you food or be able to just give you prayer.
Mike, another excellent story on behalf of our friends at Rose City Church and that food distribution not stopping anytime soon. Anybody that knows me knows I love a great deal and I love helping people that are in need, at least when I can. And that is why we had a great time at the St. Vincent de Paul Society and their new showroom.
Well, if you've ever watched this show, then you most certainly know I like a good deal, a great bargain for a great reason. And that is why I got the email from Grace, Darlene, about this shop opening for St. Vincent de Paul. And I was like, immediately, I don't think I've ever called anybody back so fast. Congratulations on the store.
Thank you.
It's a beautiful place and so many different types of things.
We do.
And lots of people had to come together to make this happen.
Yeah, we just have an amazing group of volunteers and staff members. And, you know, it's been a labor of love. Yep. It's taken months to get here, and the last 3 weeks have been very labor intense, but here we are. Yeah.
This is the new Warren location, and lots of people coming in the door. So if you hear the door, that's the reason. Because it's a new spot right here in downtown Warren. You guys have a huge facility, and it used to be like a car.
It was
place.
Actually the old Union Auto Parts store.
Okay.
So they would do oil changes in the back, selling auto parts out here. So when we first looked at the building, it smelled like they were doing oil changes in the building. So obviously it's taken us a couple months to get here and get the renovations done. But obviously we've had a great team of contractors on board, and it looks amazing. Yeah.
When you walk in, of course, you see some of the vignettes, and it's merchandise just beautifully, just like a regular department store. But the things are all donations. And high quality things, right?
Most things are donations. We do have some new items in the store.
Okay.
They tend to be like personal care items, health and beauty, kind of small impulse purchases.
On this 95-degree day, I saw the deodorant. I was like, oh, $1.
We do have deodorant.
I did see that.
But most of our items are donated, and I will tell you, some of what we get is just amazing. Our donors are just incredible.
You mentioned a few things for the ladies.
Yeah.
What did you?
So we have our SVDP boutique over here in the corner, and we have Louis Vuitton purses. We have Burberry ties for men, Coach sport coats, St. John's. We have some very high-end fashion. But then we also have, we've got every price point here, which is what makes a thrift store a thrift store. Yeah. But even the St. John suit that you might pay $800-900 for,
which
obviously
is
just a fraction of that here.
Unbelievable stuff. And the furniture. I have to admit, we go to Salvation Army. I always joke around with Fred, if you take me past a Goodwill, I'm going in. Yeah. But you can't find, really nice furniture pieces anymore in some of those places.
We've got some amazing pieces. You saw that back room.
It's amazing.
And we do have some incredible pieces. Some are antique, mid-century modern, which is just the thing right now with young people and millennials. We get a boatload of that. Yeah, we're very, very blessed.
The way that this works is that you help people in need. So the definition of helping people in need is not just necessarily in one area. You guys have food banks. You work with people who are coming out of prison. There are lots of different, highways sort of all merging together.
Yeah, there are a lot of moving parts in our organization. We're kind of the unsung heroes here. St. Vincent de Paul just quietly does what we do, and we've been doing it here for over 90 years. But we do have 4 local food pantries. We have the dining hall on Niles Road. We feed more than 350 people every single day.
Every day.
We provide furniture vouchers, we have a Sleep Soundly program. So we are the only organization here providing. Now there's one in Cortland who provides bedding for young people, but we have found that
they don't have beds.
We don't. You spend a third of your life in a bed.
Right.
You need to have a solid bed to sleep in that's clean and healthy, and so that's been actually our biggest program. Our biggest growth in that program this year has been amazing. Yeah.
Amazing stuff, darling.
Clothing vouchers, food pantry. Yeah.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Just come in and say hi to these volunteers.
Yeah.
They're truly remarkable. We appreciate you guys reaching out to Valley Spotlight.
Sure.
We're
Thank
gonna take
you so much.
We're gonna take a look around. Is that okay with you?
Absolutely.
I have to go shopping.
Yeah.
I do.
Okay.
All right.
Grab a shopping cart.
I will. I'll see it.
I do drive past their whole downtown Warren storefront from time to time, and when I see new things coming in, I stop in. Fred behind the camera tonight, he knows I really, really love it there. And I really love doing these stories and this show, and we're so grateful on behalf of our entire team, myself, Ron, Fred, Mike, me, my whole family, for allowing me to be here with them for this holiday. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for allowing us to tell such great news. And there's no one better in the business than pitching a retromercial than Mike Case. So Mike, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I will let you take it from here.
All right, Lauren, thank you. Yep, that'll do it for this week's edition of Valley Spotlight. I hope you enjoyed it. The viewers have spoken, and those are the stories you wanted to watch from 2021. Don't forget, you can watch anytime on valleyspotlight.com. We have a Roku channel. We're all over Facebook and Instagram, too, and we're wishing you a great 2022. Now let's go way back. Geez, almost 50 years for this commercial. Remember Knuckle Busters? I never had one. How do you not like a game that has a 45 record with all the sound? This is the commercial that made punching someone in the nose fashionable. Have a good week, everybody.
Wanna punch in the nose? Says who?
These are Knuckle Busters with sound effects record. When you're fighting with Knuckle Busters, one punch in the nose and zap, back the other guy goes. You fake him with a left, throw a Knuckle Buster right to the nose and zap, back he goes. You need good timing with Knuckle Busters. Soon as you see an opening, give him a shot to the nose and zap, back he goes. Knuckle Busters, the two-fisted fighter game with sound effect records from Hasbro.
If you like this video, subscribe to Valley Spotlight on YouTube and be sure to click on the notifications bell so you know when we've got some new stuff. You also can like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and subscribe to us on Vimeo or our Roku channel.
Thank you.